Rex Ryan had some choice words for not only the Dallas Cowboys, but for Micah Parsons in the situation, and talking about them not being able to stop the run against Baltimore and, quite frankly, everybody that they faced.
I'm seeing a team that I wonder what the hell they did all week. Like, were you surprised that Derrick Henry ran the ball as much as he did, and Lamar Jackson is a runner? Like, look, I get it. It could happen to anybody one week, but not back-to-back weeks in your own building where you just got pounded. Like, this is a joke, and this is just an ass whipping, and this is 2 weeks in a row.
Yep.
I'd much rather give up 500 yards passing in a game than give up 200 yards rushing, because that's when you know you get your ass kicked.
And they got their ass kicked. You looked at that last home game that they're referring to that wasn't on during this regular season. It was Saints and Ravens, but then we're going back to that playoff game against Green Bay, where they walked right in and absolutely took them behind the woodshed, and it was over before it began. 7.7 yards allowed on the ground, right? And Dallas was a mess, and also they needed some big plays and their stars to step up. Kevin, Micah Parsons was under some criticism overall here, right? And I think you might know a little bit about it.
Maybe just a little.
We'll get into that in just a second here. But Micah Parsons was very visibly frustrated, and we have a few comments. But let's first play the comment post-game in the locker room of him talking about how the Dallas Cowboys got a reality check.
I have no idea. Like, I'm going to be real, like I said, I really believe we're being tested. I'm being tested. Like, it has to come together. You know, it's humbling. You know, at your all-time high, God always finds a way to put you back down. And right now, we're low as shit. And everyone has to stay strong within their faith and say, at one point, are we going to trust in God, trust in ourselves, trust in the team, trust in the framework of the defense? Because any cost, like, some of the stuff is, at one point, like I said, it's just us being us. So when it's the faith and trust going to be there.
So that was Micah Parsons. If you couldn't hear some of it, it was him saying they felt really good. They were on a highs high after the Browns, and they were feeling really good about themselves. And then in the blink of an eye, you feel like shit.
The old Lord is testing. Maybe they'll got to pray about it.
Yeah, and you know what? Hey, you got to have faith. You got to, but also you're going to have to execute. So it's a combination. And there were some other comments too. Micah Parsons was saying that people have to stop trying to be Superman and be able to play better. And I think that that's a fair assessment. People talked about the Ravens. You got to execute better. Offensive line did their job for Baltimore. They did enough and found a way to win the game. Dallas, you know, Micah Parsons is their guy. And it seems like he was not a fan of all those read options. I think we got a quick clip we can show you. We can run it through and I can talk over top of Micah Parsons against Lamar Jackson and that read option. He was not having a fun day. And I mean, to be fair, I wouldn't have a lot of fun if I got to try to stop Derrick Henry and Lamar Jackson, right? But a guy that's supposed to, in some of these plays as you're seeing, he's got to make a choice. And for that guy,
he got deceived so many times on the direction of the play.
And usually I feel like for the outside guy, correct me if I'm wrong, like that, you're contained on that. So if you bite and no one's out there to help, you get beat on the outside, you're cooked. And that's kind of what happened on some plays.
Lamar cooked him.
And I think
every
that
play.
And maybe that's also part of NFC teams not seeing enough of Lamar. You might not realize just how damn fast he is. And Lamar is 101, right? So there's all that. There's frustrations. And then just to add to that, Kevin, because I think you made a tweet about talking about Micah Parsons, not in any bad way, but just saying, just like we showed with the clip.
I don't know. It was a bit snarky.
No, Kevin would never.
I would never.
Kevin would never.
Come
So if you
on.
guys didn't see it, Kevin, you tweeted that Micah Parsons is out there looking dazed and confused. Was that essentially the tweet?
Yeah. Well, Parsons and the entire defense. But yes, the tweet was Micah Parsons was dazed and confused by the Ravens and Lamar Jackson. And so Micah responded, and in a since deleted tweet, it was out.
Yeah, this is deleted.
All of 10 minutes. Said, and it's up right now. I'm gonna give y'all a quick education from now on. When you have a tight end, he meant tight end, coming from across your face, you are a spill, aka a dive player. So it's gap replace. And then He told me nothing confusing or hard about it. A very nice comment there from Micah, and a very simple and fundamental football played at all levels. So, very nice response from Micah to me.
I do want publicly on record, I am Team Micah in this beef.
Micah?
Yeah, I'm Team Micah on this.
Team Micah?
Even though Kevin was right.
I'm not. No, fuck that. Look, Micah Parsons was wrong.
He was.
He tweets that out after Kevin was right, by the way, about how he got cooked by Lamar Jackson. Then Micah Parsons decides to double down, retweeting all of the plays that he got cooked on.
Yeah.
That's why he deleted it. But fortunately, we know how to screenshot and save tweets. So sorry, Micah.
I'm only.
It's gonna live on the internet forever now.
I'm only Team Micah because can't be Team Kevin, right?
I felt like that.
Look,
was
for
something
once,
to do
I'm
with
Team
it.
Kevin at this.
Let's go.
But in all seriousness, like Kev, it's a really funny interaction, and also if
It's
you're
hilarious.
if you're an athlete out there, like it's sometimes like hey, to Micah at least, like he could have been nasty with it. Like he tried to give an example. The only problem with it is it's just hard when a lot of the film is showing, even if that's not your assignment, what it looks like.
The optics aren't good.
The optics aren't great.
And it wasn't just Micah, by the way.
It was not. It was not
this is
just
not the
Micah.
only situation where Lamar and the Ravens have made a defense struggle. And we can be honest, the Cowboys' run defense is terrible.
Yeah.
Like it is the worst in the league by a pretty wide margin. The Ravens did what they were supposed to do, but on those plays, essentially what he's saying is when you have a tight end running across your face like that, it's your job as a defensive end, if you are unblocked, to either crash in, and it's really good for the Ravens because we saw this in week 1 where you can do a couple of different things off of that play. For example, in the Chiefs game, remember that play on the read when Isaiah Likely kind of leaked out and he got that first down and Lamar threw it over there?
Yep.
That's because the tight end ran across the defensive end's face, and it gives the offense multiple different options to be able to say, Likely can be out in front and block for Lamar, which we also saw in that game. So if the defensive lineman crashes too far up and we saw him take Derrick Henry, it then does he's not wrong in terms of it becomes gap responsibility, but it is also a bit on the edge defender to either hold that edge and contain on either way.
Yeah.
Hold. He did not hold, Kevin.
No.
But
it's not, again, not all on Micah.
It's not all on
It
Micah.
is certainly some of it on him.
However, if you're the edge guy, just correct me if I'm wrong. If you're saying if you are the edge player, right? And I know it's different circumstances. Don't let him get outside. The one guy you can't let get outside is Lamar Jackson.
Correct.
Yes.
I think Lamar got out a few times, including the touchdown run. Am I correct?
That's even something we can go back to the Zay play with Lamar late in the game to seal it. Where if I'm a defender, I'm going straight for. I don't care who's. I'm going straight for Lamar.
Yeah.
I'm not going like Zay's a heck of a player too, but like more often than not, they're going to want the ball in Lamar's hands to end the game.
Lamar or Derrick Henry's. Those are the only two pairs of hands that the ball was going into those last couple plays.
Yeah. And the other thing too, and this is what makes Lamar so special and just wild, is that when you think about how shifty and electrifying Zay Flowers is, he's not even close to what Lamar Jackson is with the ball in his hands to try to make a move as a ball carrier.
Correct.
That's the scary thing. Like that, the quarterback of the Baltimore Ravens is a better ball carrier than any other player in the National Football League.